Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. In this video I'd like to give you an update on my Senetti and my Gloxinia because they're looking really good now. I think they're probably just about at their peak and they might get a little bit better, but I'm not sure. So to begin with is the Senetti. As you can see, it's absolutely covered in flowers. It's looking really good at the moment. I'll just give you a little rotate here so you can see all of it. As you can see, it's hard to see the leaves. There's that many flowers absolutely covered on the top there as well. Giving a great display. It's much better than last year. It's a lot fuller and it's a lot bigger as well. Last year it was a bit more compact and it wasn't anywhere near as wide. You can see the width there. It's really about two foot across or something like that. So I think the main reason it's done so well is because I've had it in a much bigger pot. The pot last year was probably a third of the size, maybe a quarter of the size. So it's done a lot better. This isn't quite at its peak. It was at its peak a few days ago, but I didn't have time to do the video. So you can see there's quite a few bits like here where I've deadheaded it already, and there was a lot more flowers, but it's kind of started to go over already. But it's still looking really good. The only main issues I'm having at the moment is that leaf mine has come back again, unfortunately. So you can see it there. I mean, I've been picking it off quite diligently, but as you can see now, it's covering lots and lots of leaves. I'm still going to be picking off a few more of the leaves, but then I'm just going to have to give up because it's going to have so much leaf mine on so many of the leaves that if I pick off all the leaf mine, I'm going to pick off all the leaves, and then it's going to be quite detrimental to the plant. So unfortunately, it's going to suffer a lot in the next few weeks with that. I could spray it with pesticide, but I'm a bit hesitant with that because the problems I've had in the past is I've sprayed it. It doesn't really get into the leaf because the leaf mine is inside the leaf, not on the surface. What's also happened is the aphids have become resistant to the pesticide, and then the natural insects which normally eat on the aphids have been killed off as well, so that I've had a real aphid problem. So I'll probably look quite sorry in the middle of the summer, but hopefully there'll be still a few flowers. I'll just have to nurse it through until autumn, and then it'll become too cold for the leaf mine to be active, and it shouldn't be a major problem, but I'll just have to keep diligent with it. Anyway, that's my Senetti. It's looking absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy with this. It's really done well, and it should keep flowering for quite a bit longer. The Senettis are really good. They keep flowering for a long time. We've had it very hot, well not hot, we've had it about 20 degrees, which is quite hot for here, to be honest. And it's been very sunny, so it's probably going to go over a little bit quicker than it would normally. But I'm hoping I can still get another month. It's been looking like almost as good as this for a month so far, and I'm reckoning I can get another month of quite good display, and then it'll probably do what it did last summer, which is just had one or two flowers for the whole summer. This plant has never not been flowering the whole time I've had it. It's been really great. So and then when it does do that, I'll probably have to give it a good cut back to encourage it to grow into leaves again. So the other plant I'd like to show you today is my Gloxinia, which is, I reckon it's probably at its peak at the moment. I'm not sure when it's going to peak. It's got a lot of buds and some of the flowers are going over, but new ones are coming through. But here it is. It's looking great. You can see, last time I showed you this, I think it just had two flowers, a bit like this, just one or two. But now it's got maybe 10, 15. They're so crammed together, it's hard to really count how many there are. I mean, ideally, I would actually prefer it to have flowers the whole year round, but just one or two of these, because I think you can appreciate them a bit better when there's just one or two little flowers like that. I find when it all flowers at once, it gets a bit crammed and congested, and it looks a bit like a bit of a mess really. You can't really appreciate the flower, whereas you can see there the single one, I think actually looks nicer. So it would be nice if this plant, instead of having all its flowers at once, flowered for a longer period but a lot less flowers at a time, but that's just the way the Gloxinia flowers. So I'll just hold it a bit further away there. You can see it's covering up a lot of the leaves now, absolutely covered. But amazingly, if I show you underneath here, it's just got hundreds of buds still, loads and loads of buds growing. And I'll show you in the centre, and you can see down there just hundreds of buds. So I'm expecting this to keep going for a long time. As I said before, there's actually two stems. So this is the first one, the biggest one, and that's the one that's flowering the most at the moment. The second stem has only opened two flowers, and that's those two there, or maybe a third one down here as well. And you can see on that one, that's got hundreds of flower buds coming on it as well. So it's looking really good. I'm really happy with the Gloxinia. It's the best I've had it. I've only had this for 2 years, but it's much bigger and flowering much better than it did last year. So I'll probably have to repot this again because as you can see it's getting a bit big for the pot. And it'll be interesting to see how big the tube has grown this year. So it's done really well. I'm keeping it not on the sunniest windowsill anymore because that windowsill's in another room and I can't appreciate it fully. So it's now in my living room, but it still gets quite a lot of light. So it might do it not. So it should still hopefully keep going. But with that many flowers, we'll just have to see how much energy it has before it runs out and has to stop flowering. Because it can't just keep flowering like this forever. It's just takes too much out of the plant, to be honest. Especially as it's covering up a lot of its own leaves with its own flowers. So that's the Gloxinia and my Senetti. So I'll keep you guys updated. I might do a time lapse of my Gloxinia because I'm quite happy because it's putting on some good flowers. And the flowers seem to open quite quick, so I think it'll make a nice time-lapse video, so I might do that soon. Just another thing I'll say quickly, I've got a new camera as well. I don't know if you've noticed the video quality is something increased with the new camera, so you should hopefully from now on have this nice smooth clear videos. Not much, the last video quality was actually quite good on my camera, so it's not a massive jump, but the main feature I like about this camera is I can do really good crisp time lapses. The time lapses I did previously, it was on a webcam, I was using some software on my computer and it was just a little bit tricky to do. It was never very easy to do a nice time lapse, but with my new software, with my new camera, it's a lot easier to do time lapses, so I'll be doing a lot more of them hopefully. So that's all for this video and thanks again for watching.